Lil
like
Durk has finally broken his
other
silence
people
following
actions I could be held
Baby
accountable
from the
for.
4PF RICO
Right.
case.
I ain't know all that
While
at
his
first.
reaction
You know what I'm
was
saying? I
full of
never
sorrow
would
and
have
charges his close
went that
friend
route, but
received.
I ain't know.
There was
You know what I'm
also
saying?
a
Now that
visual
I know, I'd be a
sense
fool to
that
just
Lil
in
Baby
a shocking
wasn't
turn of
handed
events.
prison sentence.
Prosecutors have
An
now
emotional
linked the murder
story
case
gang
of rapper Lil
allegations and
Baby
bail
to
bonds.
fellow artist Lil
Lil
Durk,
Durk's response has
highlighting
pulled
the
fans
dangerous
even
influence
deeper
of certain
into
record
personal
labels
stakes
and
of this
suggesting
legal
that
saga.
Lil Durk's
When the
legal
news hit
penalties
that Lil
may
Baby
increase
had broken
as a
down
result.
in tears in a
This
courtroom
development
after
sheds
being
light
granted
on
a
intricate
$5 million
and often
bail.
perilous connections within the
Despite
music industry,
confessing to recording a
where
music video
affiliations
aimed
can
at
lead
taunting
to
his
deadly
enemies,
consequences.
it didn't just
The
rattle
tragic
the music
incident that
industry.
set these events
It
in
reached the
motion
hearts of
occurred on
people
July
closest to him.
2nd,
And no one felt it
2024
more than
in
Lil
Southwest
Durk.
Atlanta.
These two
A
artists
violent
aren't just
gang
collaborators.
conflict between Four
They're
Pockets
bonded
Full
by
for PF
experience,
and
success,
Only My
pain,
Family,
and the complex
OMF,
layers of surviving
culminated
fame,
in a fatal
while
shooting,
never truly escaping
claiming the
their
lives
roots.
of two 13-year-olds
So when Durk
and
reacted,
wounding an
it
11-year-old.
wasn't just a casual
Atlanta
post.
Police Chief Darren
It wasn't a
Shearbaum
PR
announced the
statement.
arrest of
It
7
was
gang
raw
members
emotion,
believed to be
blended
responsible
with
for
pain,
boys' deaths,
frustration, and above
linking
all,
the incident
relief.
to an escalating
Let's
feud
rewind
between the
just
two
a bit to
gangs.
understand
Authorities
why this
allege
reaction
that the
matters so
conflict
much.
between 4PF
Lil
and
Baby's
OMF
4PF
escalated
RICO
following
case
a
has become one of the most
2024 music video
high-profile
shoot
legal stories
involving Lil
in
Baby,
hip-hop history.
though he was
The
not
feds built
directly
a case
injured
that
in the
painted
shooting.
4PF
The
not as a
feud
music brand,
intensified,
but as a
leading to
criminal
retaliatory
empire.
attacks
The
throughout Atlanta,
centerpiece?
including the
confession
murder of
from Lil
OMF
Baby
member
himself,
Trevon Turner on
where he
June
admitted
29,
that one of his music videos
2024.
was intentionally
Investigators
created to
uncovered
antagonize
extensive
his enemies.
communication
This
between gang
revelation
members
changed
discussing plans to retaliate
No
against
longer could
individuals
Baby hide
associated with
behind the veil
4PF,
of artistic freedom.
highlighting the
That
dangerous
moment, in the
interplay
eyes of
between
court,
music industry
turned art
affiliations
into a
and
weapon,
gang violence.
and weaponry
In a
into
related
evidence.
development,
So when the judge
Lil
finally
Durk
hit the
has
gavel
been
and
charged
announced
with
a
two
$5
additional
million
felony
bail
counts in a
instead of
murder for
immediate
hire
imprisonment,
plot.
it sent
Prosecutors allege
shockwaves
that
through
Lil
the
Durk
courtroom.
funded his Only
Baby
the Family,
cried.
OTF,
His team cried.
gang affiliates
The rap
excursion to
world held its
California,
breath.
where they
But
targeted
back in
Quando
Chicago,
Rondo's cousin,
Lil Durk was
Xavier
watching.
Robinson,
Quietly,
as revenge for the
closely.
2020 shooting death
And when he
of
finally
OTF
reacted,
rapper King Von.
he didn't go for
The Department of
theatrics.
Justice is
He went
treating
for
Lil
truth.
Durk as the
On his
kingpin of the
Instagram
operation,
story, Lil
indicating
Durk
that his
posted a
legal
black
penalties
screen with
may
just one
increase
sentence.
significantly.
Glad my
These
bro's
incidents
still
underscore the
breathing free
dangerous
air.
influence
This
of certain
is
record
too
labels
real.
that, under the
Simple.
guise of promoting
But if
music,
you know Durk,
may be
you know
perpetuating
that sentence
criminal
carried
activities.
weight. Because
The
just like
intertwining
Baby,
of gang
Durk
affiliations
has
with the
faced
music
his own
industry
legal storms.
not only
He's
jeopardizes
danced
the
with
lives of
RICO's
those
devil.
involved,
He's
but
lost
also
friends
poses a
and
significant threat
been on
to
both
public
sides.
safety. There's a
Celebrated as
growing
a
call
hero,
for these record
hunted like
labels
a
to be
villain.
scrutinized
So when he
and held
says this
accountable for their
SHD too
role
real,
in fostering
not just
environments that
speaking for
enable
Baby.
such violence.
He's speaking for
The tragic
every
loss of
rapper
young
caught
lives and
between
potential for
street
increased
loyalty
legal
and
penalties for
courtroom
artists like Lil
Sources
Durk
close to
highlight
Durk say
the
he
urgent
was
need
genuinely
to address the
emotional
dangerous
after hearing the
intersections
verdict.
between the
Not
music
just because he
industry
dodged a
and
similar
gang
fate,
violence.
but because
It is
he knows
imperative
how
for
close
authorities
Baby
and
came to
communities
losing
to
it
work
all.
together to
There was even talk
dismantle
of
these
Durk
harmful
pulling up to
networks
Atlanta in
and
private,
ensure that the
away
music
from
industry does
cameras,
not serve
just
as
to
a
show
facade
support
for
in
criminal
person.
enterprises.
Whether that happened or
As
not,
investigations
one thing
continue,
for sure,
the
Durk has been
spotlight
checking
remains
in.
on the responsibility
Word
of
is,
record labels
he and
and
Baby had a
artists
phone
to promote
call
positive
just
influences
hours after the bail was
and
posted.
disengage from
And according
affiliations
to
that lead to
insiders,
violence.
that conversation
The
was
hope is that
short,
these
heavy, and
developments
full
will
of
serve as a
gratitude.
catalyst for change,
It's important to remember,
prompting a
Durk and
reevaluation
Baby
of the
aren't
industry's
just
role
rap
in
stars.
perpetuating or
They're
preventing
survivors.
such tragedies.
They both
In
come from
conclusion,
environments designed
the
to
linkage of
destroy.
Lil Baby's
They
murder
both
case to
climbed
Lil
from the
Durk,
bottom,
along with the dangerous
trailed,
involvement of certain
lost
record
loved
labels,
ones, and
calls
built
for
empires
immediate
out of
action to
nothing.
address the
Their
underlying
friendship is a
issues
symbol of what
contributing to
happens
such
when
violence.
struggle meets
The
success.
potential increase
And now,
in Lil Durk's penalty
being
serves
tested by the
as a
system.
stark reminder
In
of
a
the
now-deleted
consequences that
tweet
can
that
arise
fans
from these
screenshotted
affiliations,
instantly, Durk
emphasizing the need
wrote,
for
"They want
systemic
us
change
locked.
within the music
They
industry."
want us quiet, but God got the last word. This wasn't just support. It was a direct shot at the system, at the prosecutors who see rap groups as gangs, at the media that headlines every arrest and forgets every acquittal, at the culture that sometimes celebrates drama more than resilience. But behind the public words, there's a private fear. Because for Durk, Lil Baby's case isn't just a one-off. It's a mirror. What happened to Baby could just as easily happen to him. The lyrics, the videos, the company you keep, it's all being weaponized now. And Durk knows that. That's why his reaction wasn't all celebration. Yes, he was glad Baby wasn't going to prison, but the sadness came from knowing how fragile that freedom really is. One mistake, one lyric, one photo, and the whole empire collapses. That duality, grief and gratitude, was clear when Durk pulled up to a small prayer service in Atlanta just 2 days after the bail news broke. It wasn't publicized. No cameras, just Durk, a few members of Baby's team, and some local community leaders. They didn't come to party. They came to reflect. One person who attended said Durk looked tired, like the weight of everything was on his shoulders. But when he spoke, he kept it real. "We rap in to stay out the trap, not to stay in court," he said. The room went silent. Since then, Durk has made a noticeable shift in his social media presence. He's been posting less. He's avoided club appearances. He's even reportedly pushed back a few tour dates. Not out of fear, but out of strategy. Insiders say he's taking Baby's situation as a wake-up call, tightening his circle, rewriting his public narrative, playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. And fans are noticing. Comment sections are filled with messages like Durk moving smart, he learned from Baby's case, and real recognize real. The bond between these two artists is becoming legendary, not because they make it together, but because they show up when it matters. In a game where alliances come and go like seasons, Durk's reaction proves something deeper: loyalty, brotherhood, legacy. Meanwhile, the industry is watching with caution.